Hey, I am coming to you from my messy soap studio looking like I am a chef trying to bake a cake. I feel like the setup is giving very much like cooking show vibes, but it's not. It is just me over here making some sugar scrub, and I thought I would film a video. I was gonna film one sitting in the back, but then I thought I need to make these sugar scrubs. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn my camera on. I have y'all on my new stand, which is still not tall enough. I bought this from Amazon thinking it was plenty tall enough, and it really needs to be like higher because I feel like my head is chopped off there, but it's fine. It'll do. I have you on the stand. It's sitting on a step stool, but it's fine. It is fine. So I had somebody ask me on my last video, I think it was my last video, she asked me about insurance and how she could get business insurance. And what I did was I went through my insurance carrier that I've got my car through. So I currently use State Farm, and there's a ton of different insurance companies out there, obviously. But if you, my recommendation would be go to who you use for like your vehicle or your house, because a lot of times what they will do is they will offer what's called a multi-policy discount a lot of times. Not all of them, but some of them do. And so if you can get that, that will help. Because a lot of times if you have like your car, your house, and your business, all through them, they'll give you a multi-policy discount. So that's what I would recommend. And then if your insurance that you have your car or your home through does not offer business insurance, then I would just call around to local branches in your area, just local insurance companies, and find out who offers business insurance. And I do believe that the Handmade Soapers Guild has insurance that you can buy through them as well. Don't know much about it, but I do believe they offer that. So I would try those two places. But I wanted to touch on her question because she asked me that. And so if y'all ever have questions specifically, let me know and I'll be glad to answer them in video, because I don't always go back and respond on the actual message on YouTube, but I do see the comments. So if you have any questions, just let me know and I'm happy to make a video on it. And like I said, a lot of times, usually if you have a question, then a lot of times other people have the same question. You know, like that's how it works with these small business things. It's like we all usually have similar questions on stuff, on how it works. But just to give you guys an update, we haven't made a whole ton of headway on the building next door. My husband has been working on it, but it's just, we've been busy, and that's the story of our life, I guess. But he is starting to work on it more, and as soon as there is any headway that is visible, like he's been doing more structural stuff, so as soon as he's been making headway that's exciting, I will film and show you guys some video of it. But right now it looks the same as how it looked last time, which is a little bit discouraging. But what I'm making is my sugar scrub, and these are an emulsified scrub, and they're one of my best sellers, and this one took me probably a year or two to get my recipe exactly how I liked it, and I love it, and that's all there is to say about it. It's great. And I let this one get a little cool. I like to work with it warm, but not get too hot, because you know, if you do a sugar scrub too hot and add your sugar to it, you know, sugar, I don't remember the melting point of sugar, like when it like dissolves, but it doesn't take a whole lot of heat to dissolve sugar. So you don't want to put your sugar in when it's too warm. So I like for my scrub mixture to get a little coolish, but I think I'll let it get too cool. And the problem when it gets too cool is then when you go to put your sugar in, it thickens up really fast and it gets kind of hard to scoop. It's not as thin. I like it to be more of a pourable consistency, but I let it get a little bit too cool, But I hope everybody's having a good time. This month February is here, and January was okay for me, a little slow. February has been a little bit slow, but we had a great Saturday this past Saturday was amazing for us, and I did like a little special, and instead of doing a flat percentage off, because like I struggle with that because I don't want to put my stuff on sale, but at the same time I knew I needed to do some sort of promotion. So sorry, there's a call coming in. It never fails when I'm filming, but it's important to do, you know, promotions, and it's important to do sales. I get all that, but at the same time, like I kind of go on the philosophy of like, you don't want to do sales all the time. And while I do believe that, it's like people love a good sale. I personally love a good sale. I personally will look for coupons before I buy stuff. So I'm like, but we are not our customer. So I have to remember that. But at the same time, people like us are our customer, you know what I mean? It's like, so you don't want to like never have a sale, but you don't want to have a sale so often that people don't buy your stuff full price and people just, let me scoot back, maybe that'll help. I feel like I'm just like cut off there. But if you buy, you don't want to have a sale so often that people don't want to buy full price. Because if you have a sale like every 2 weeks or every month, people will be like, oh, I'll just wait till next month, you know? And you don't want that because then you'll be like, you may as well just lower your prices and then they'll be looking for a sale, you know? So it can be a very, very hard thing to balance as a small business. And so I was struggling with what kind of deal did I want to do. And I know the most simple thing to do is like just do a blanket 25% off everything or 15% off or whatever. Is just have a blanket discount price. But I thought, I don't want to do that because my goal was to get people to spend more. And I had read that in some business, I don't know, some article I was reading on business stuff, because if y'all don't know, if you're new to my channel, my name's Carmen. Thanks for coming by. And I have a small soap business and I do have a storefront, and I've been doing this for like 10 years. I've had my storefront for 3 years. And prior to this, I worked as an oncology nurse. So I have zero formal training in business, and nobody in my family is an entrepreneur. So this is all 100% new for me. And I came into this knowing nothing. So my goal for this channel is to help you learn anything that I can teach you that you're interested in on running a small business, having a storefront, scaling a small business, and tips and that kind of stuff. Because when I was, well, I still am, as I'm learning, I should say, I look for help. Like I look for, you know, who can tell me what I need to do, or who can I see what they're doing. Because if you don't have like a mentor or someone that you can ask, then it's good to have like a channel that you can look at to see somebody actually doing what you're doing or what you want to do or whatever. It's nice to see people that are maybe a couple steps ahead of you or at your level or a couple steps behind you, just to kind of like, it's good to see a mix, I think. So that's all my goal is. Like, there's going to be people that are way more ahead of me. There's going to be people who are the same pace I'm at, or, you know, whatever. So I'm just hoping that I can teach y'all stuff I've learned and be helpful, because I know I consume content that helps me. So, but I lost my train of thought now. What was I saying? Goodness gracious. Okay, I had to come on here and voice record over this section because I never could remember where my train of thought was going. So I knew it would eventually come to me. So as I was rewatching the video, I realized what I was trying to say. So on this sale that I had, what I was trying to do was encourage people to, you know, spend a little more money. And that's why I didn't want to do just a blanket 25 or 20% off, because then someone could come in and spend $10 and they still get 20% off. So I was wanting to encourage a higher price point. So what I did is I decided to put a offer out that was $10 off a $75 purchase or $20 off a $100 purchase. And it 100%, I think, contributed to the success of this past Saturday, because I feel like people that were in there and they were going to spend, $50 or something, they went ahead and bought a little more up to the $75 point to go ahead and get the $10 off. And then if they were close to like $75, $80, they went ahead and spent a little more to get $100 to get the $20 off. So it was a cool way to encourage a higher price point for the transaction, but also still offer value for the customer. So I think it was a win-win. So I will definitely do that type of sale again. Definitely worked, and I am pleased with the outcome. Slow is what I wanted to kind of talk about too today. So January is typically slow, and I read somewhere one time that the J months are slow for businesses, for retail, like January, June, and July. And while I find that to be somewhat true, it's not always 100% a predictor of how busy your business is going to be. So January was okay for me, not extremely slow. February has been okay. It's been slow, actually, with the exception of Saturday. We had an event here, and it was so busy. I mean, it was almost as busy as like a Black Friday. It was so busy. So I was grateful for that, because it has been slow up until then. But I just wanted to remind you guys, basically when you have a storefront, or if you're doing markets, you're gonna have slow times, and that's okay. Because then you have a couple of slow days, and then you're gonna have a really busy day, and it kind of all evens out in the end. It all works out in the end. It's making a mess, but and it's one of those things that's easy to get discouraged. And as we have a small business, and as the economy is doing its thing, doing things that are very unpredictable in this day and age that we are in, it can be a little bit tough. But I just want to encourage you guys to stick with it and be consistent, and just know that you're not alone as far as having good days and bad days. And all that you can do is continue on, the path that you're on. And if new things open up for you, like new wholesale accounts or new markets or whatever, and it's a little bit slow, and just jump in there and do them. And, just kind of be as aggressive as you can as far as new things, to do new things to grow your business. Because if you don't, then it's very easy to get discouraged if you're slow and think, oh man, I'm not making any sales. Like, for some reason, Etsy's been really slow for me. But they've deactivated a ton of my listings. They said I violated something with their policy, which I don't even understand. It didn't even make sense when they were telling me that I did that, because they don't give you a reason either. It's like they just delete your listing and tell you, we deleted your listing because you violated our policy. Well, can you explain that to me, please? Because I don't know what I did. And they, there's nobody to talk to. So that's the one frustrating thing about Etsy. If y'all are on Etsy, it's annoying, because it's like, you can email them, but you ain't gonna get anybody. There's nobody to call. So, and one of them was one of my best sellers. So anyway, well, actually 2 of them were my best sellers, and they deleted them, deactivated them. So I went through and looked at them and changed what I could, but I don't know if they're gonna let me do it again. I don't know. So that's kind of been aggravating. And so that's something to think about too, with your website. If you're on Etsy or whatever, don't put your eggs all in one basket. And I know you've probably heard people say that before, whether it be social media or website like Etsy or something. You don't want all your eggs in one basket, because when something like that happens, then what you gonna do? Because all your eggs is in one basket, and if that basket breaks or gets a hole in it or something, it's so you do have to be aware that can happen. I know I've heard of people getting their social media accounts hacked or deleted or something. I would just die. Goodness, that would be so stressful. Because you know, it takes a long time to build up your following and stuff. So it's scary. But yeah, the whole thing with Etsy, it's aggravating. It's not the end of the world, you know, but it's like you're missing out on sales when that happens. So all I can do is relist it and hopefully it'll be fine. But I'm like, I don't want to like close my shop because that's the problem, is I don't know what I did wrong. So it's like, well, if they're not telling me exactly what I did, then how do I fix it? I don't know. So I guess I need to cut it off here. But I'm gonna finish making these scrubs, but I just wanted to pop on here and tell you guys hello, that I'm still here, and that I will be making videos and hopefully giving you guys some content that's helpful here soon. If you guys have any specific things that y'all need any help with or have any questions with, just put it on here, the video here, message me and let me know, and I can make some videos and answer any questions or help you guys in any way that I can. But I'm gonna get to doing this, and my phone is going to die if I don't unplug it there. So y'all have a great day, and I hope to see you guys very soon, and hope y'all have a great rest of your day, a good weekend, and happy Valentine's Day.